Everything you need to know about frozen semen. I made this video before. I was a little rough in the video. I'm going to try to be a little nicer to you guys. Because the message is not directly to bad people, so it's directly to good people. I have to realize sometimes when I'm making a message, who's my audience? And so, in this message here today, I'm going to tell you that the most important part of frozen semen is the same thing when it comes to buying a puppy. You got to come from the best guy. It's and simple. You got the best genetics. He's producing great dogs. He's going to have a dog that he produced great dogs. It's the most. Listen, there is a lot of dogs in the past that were not worth saving semen. I give you a couple of legends from the past that you could not give me semen for free. Grand Champion Zeebo, don't want him. Rascal, don't want him. What's the other dog? Snooty, two-time winner, time loser, quitter, don't want him. What's the name of the other one? His father is black and he quit. I want to say his name. Loser, don't want him. So let me give you an example. You need to have a couple of things. The man that buys the semen, the man that frosts the semen is important, and then the man that buys the semen. Both of the ends got to be important. Because why? Let's say you have a dog that is, let's say Hollingsworth dogs. Mr. Hollingsworth was a man that produced one dog that was famous at the highest level, worldwide. Without Mayday, nobody will know him. His name is a beautiful name in English, and the people in Spanish, when they hear Hollingsworth, oh, Hollingsworth. Only Mayday. Facts. He's not the kind of man that come in like, I got a couple of grand champions, how about 9, and I got so many champions, I think about him, and then I think, like, that was mine, yeah. I meet people that, the other day I met a guy, he's like, yeah, man, we lost to you, and you had this champion and that champion. Oh, yeah, that was my dog. That kind of experience don't happen to Hollingsworth. Let me tell you why the man is so important. He was important, and he froze the semen, or he had a dog that they later on somebody froze the semen of his dog, Bull. Nice pedigree, because he's Hollingsworth, and Hollingsworth the right guy. But here we go. Let's give it a sample. The dog got frozen, and you wonder the part that they bred all his puppies as well when he was live. They got 2 puppies out of live semen, live breeding. One is Crash, the other one is Tarna. They breed Tarna to Crash. Leader of puppies, Chico López, the rookie, the one with the super eye that picked up a street dog with the same eye you're looking at right here. This eye, he picked up a street dog and made him a legend. Same rookie goes look at the puppies. And the rookie says, is the male, all these are available? No, the male's not available. It's sold to Jose Gre Boys. Okay. And the females, yeah, some of them will pick the one you like. Well, I can tell you that's the one I like right there. Well, you can get that one because that one is going to John Bemis, STP Kennels. STP, the guy that won Grand Champion Buck? Yeah, that guy, okay. I said, too bad because the one I'm going to get is that one, the one that's going to him. So that guy, I picked the right dog for him. And so I said, I'm going to take it. And I took that one. Cheyenne became famous. She's a ram dog. She's a legend. I created a whole bloodline out of her, bigger than all the dogs that Hollingsworth himself. You count how many legends Chico Lopez bred. You can't count how many legends Hollingsworth bred. And there's no chance. And not trying to say bad things about him. Nothing but respect. But facts are facts. And so, we're talking about facts. So, in that case of Cheyenne, you wonder what would have happened if Chico would have get all the other puppies. Maybe. But I think she was the best dog. I mean, I got the right choice. But a lot of times, somebody else get the dog and makes nothing out of it. And what happens is you got to have a component. When I said the 2 men, the one that collects the semen, the one that buys the semen, well, the man that collects the semen and froze the semen is the arrow because he saved the right dog. And the man that collects the semen, that you're going to use the semen, it becomes the Indian that's going to throw the arrow. And so in this case, the Cheyenne was the right product, and I was the right Indian. Everybody else that got their dogs, whatever freaking excuses you have, there was no Indian in there. And in those years, early 1990s, it was swamp of these dogs of Hollingsworth Bull and Hollingsworth When it was swamp, but there were many of them, okay? They were available. They're nice, beautiful pets. Beautiful looking dogs. And some of them gave me heart, but they were not dogs I want. They were not on my level. Thing is about, you can always ask somebody, is this dog in Chico's level? And that is the right question. Not how good this dog has this. Is this dog in Chico's level? That's the right question. What is the level? Ciega the Great, the Bagman, Chicken Dinner. It's on that level. If it's not on the level, then it's below that level. It's just simple. Nothing goes above Ciega and those dogs. So when you come and think about this, these great dogs, these dogs of Cheyenne, they make amazing history. They continue, they're making amazing history right now. And you look at these other dogs, didn't happen. Maybe they didn't have Indian. But I know the Cheyenne was superior though. So I became the Indian and she became the arrow. So any thug or any someone that has no quality can do a breeding from a great dog in the past and produce something that might never be great. So having a puppy that came from frozen semen don't guarantee nothing. Let me give you an example. Grand Champion Hunch was alive. And I didn't breed to him when he was alive. But I bred to Macho one-time winner. My decision. 100%. I could have bred to Barracuda. And I said no. I could have bred to Hunch. I said no. I could have bred to Oso Ricardo. I said no. I could have bred to what's his name? To Hunch. I said no. I could have bred to Lucane. And I said no. I had this same golden eye. Hasn't gone. Is the freaking eye of the tiger. Victor Aker calls it eye of the tiger. That's a tool right there. This right here, that's a powerful tool in the world of American Pitbull Terrier. They don't give them out. God gave it to me. So a lot of people talk about frozen semen, and there's a lot of people out there that run their mouth. We're going to talk about frozen semen tonight, and let's get together, and all the boys holding hands, singing kumbaya. My man, he's a dogman. My man is a dogman. And you say, raise your hand if you made a grand champion using your stud, or you did the breeding, or you were the one behind the breeding with frozen semen. Nobody raised their hand. Raise your hand if you make a couple of grand champions. They don't. They got excuses. They're not going to go open their mouth and give the name of a dog. No name of a dog. They asked me my question, I start throwing names because I got those. And I continue. Not only that, made a dog of frozen semen, took the daughter, bred it to another dog that came from frozen semen. That'll be Cricket, to Mechanic Buck, and then to a Toss or Mayweather or Rambo. And I'll do breedings 3, 4, 5 generations of frozen semen. But a selection, the development is Chico Lopez brand. Is called the brand. Okay? So I never bred to a pure, tight, whole bolio dog. You know, one time I made the mistake of buying some tight bolio dog. I got rid of it. Cheap, gave a good price. It was a good deal for the guy. And the guy probably has better dogs in the breeding than he ever had with any other dog. Maybe. You know? So he always got great semen from me. Good semen. Not great. Let me take great out of the way because great only belongs to the greats. And for instance, Macho Buck. Macho Buck, okay. How's the story Macho Buck? Every son you have of a son of Macho Buck that is alive today, thanks to Chico Lopez. Thanks to Chico Lopez. Absolutely. Without Chico Lopez, Macho Buck is completely gone, finito. Let me explain to you how he was. Little John was in my hands. He was declared sterile. And I take him to a clinic and they say sterile. I take Hercules, they say he's sterile. Please don't bring them back. They're sterile. You brought them already 3, 4 times and they're not changing anything. Whatever you're doing is not working. All right. I go to work, make some changes, come back. Still nothing. I go back, I make some changes, come back. You're very persistent. I don't want to take your money, doctor says, but nothing's happening. Go back, work some more. He says, whoa, I see some movement. It's getting improvement. Then we start to free semen. He asked me, he says, listen, you know, for the greater humanity, it would be great to know what you're doing with these dogs, exactly what are the process of creating this semen. I don't know how to do it, to be honest with you. And I said, be honest with you, doc, I come here all the time and I always pay for money because you learn something and you have a license to do things that I could do probably, but you have the license, right? So I respect you and I pay you. I don't have this for sale, so you wouldn't be able to pay me. So, oh, okay, that's fair. Shake hands. Well, one day these boys show up because they already went to Atlanta. They told him the dog is completely nothing. They go to, this is all historical. And they go to New York, referred from that person in Atlanta. Nothing. You're not going. There's a woman in New York. Not going to get nothing out of it. They go back to where they told them this man came out on the Dog Fancy magazine. There used to be a magazine called Dog Fancy. I don't know if it's still around in the United States. And the man was on 4 pages of Dog Fancy, my vet. And they say, listen, this dog here, this dog, we want to collect semen. He's gone. When they're leaving, he said, listen, the name of the dog, Macho Buck, sounds like Awesome Buck. Say, yeah, that's that. Yeah. You know, Awesome Buck is the real deal. Was born first. He already was making history when some jerk-offs make a cousin to my dog and call it Awesome Macho Buck to get us, even me confused on the names. Cheap imitation, as always. And never created a single dog of the year in one breeding or 2 or 3. I created 3 grand champions, 2 grand champions, 3 dogs of the year, Awesome Buck, 1 liter Macho Buck. Sadly, never create, even with my help, a grand champion. And I was at that level before. Future level is like anybody can become grand champion. Future level is trash, like NBA back in the 80s, and then NBA. Now it's different. Let me tell you this. A friend of mine, friend of them, tells me, said, listen, these guys really begging, man. They really want to talk with you, but they know that you won't even give them the time. I said, they're begging, want to talk with you. What's the topic, man? Blah, 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 whatever. I said, I'm not going to do it. He said, man, Chico, his name was Gino Molinari. He said, Chico, if you do it, you'll show them and show the world you are the greatest. The vets couldn't get the semen, but you got it because you're the best guy in the world. Nah, I'm not interested in that. I already know that. He said, yeah, but you have something you can brag on. I said, I'm not interested, man. He said, think about it. Then he meets me at a weight pulling contest the ADBA had in New York. Tri Bali Kennels, whatever it was his name. And they came in, Joan LeBlanc was having the show. The guy came in and he said, listen, man, I told you. And he talks with me because a good salesman, the guy, man. My friend, rest in peace, Gino passed away. And then the guy says, waiting. All this time they're waiting. Say, all right, bring this mutt. They bring him all messed up, no hair. They bring him dog food and stuff. I said, I'm going to do this. And keep the dog. I'm going to do it. And I will tell you how much I'm going to charge you later. Then the brother, which I don't talk to him, he calls me. And he says, the other brother, the one that's selling dogs in Houston, calls me and he says, the one that's really more evil, the one that is really more scumbag. He calls me, because they're both scumbags, but one is more scumbag than the other. Actually stole semen from the other brother. Imagine what kind of snakes these motherfuckers are. They're twins, and one steals from the other twin using the idea of the other twin. Really snake stuff. And so that snake comes and calls me and says, listen, man, I think that you need to keep the dog. It'll be yours. It'll be in great hands. All we want to do, if you could get one live breeding into his sister, direct daughter of 357. They were crazy about the dog. I was not. And you can keep the dog. They thought maybe that would motivate me, but it didn't make no sense. What I did is I took the dog directly to the vet as soon as I got him. Said, check this dog. Oh, they got him here a few weeks ago. I said, check him anyway. No, but I said, I want you to check him because I want to have the record for myself with my name on it. They checked him, gave him back to me. I collected the dog and make him better. The vet was in shock again. He didn't ask for any formula, nothing. And once I'd done that, my son really, really hated the dog. And he heard me saying the dog was an imitation with a lot of passion. I don't like the dog. And my son was like boiling, like really get the dog, make me sad. I want him here. And I'm not going to feed him, blah, blah. And I needed my son to help me with the dogs. And I said, okay, I'm going to get back. So he said, before I get back, I want you to sign a letter saying that all the semen, whatever is mine. Which I got the letter, of course. And I'll give you the dog back. How's that? Oh, my God. You're gonna do it. Really, all that pounded because also everyone that they failed to create puppies with life before they find that dog was no good was coming back. And they'll send me all this trash. All these scumbags, lowlifes, doggers. A guy from Florida came over He said, oh, I got a grand champion. I want to breed. I need to see it. Oh, man, I want to see it, in person. I said, man, fuck you. I'm going to take the breeding. I'm going to do the one breeding one time. I'm going to take a picture with the Nextel phone. It's going to be small and shitty. That's all you're going to get. You either trust that or fuck off. The old man like, holy shit. I go do the breeding. I was a young motherfucker. I'm sorry about the French. I do the breeding and I take the dog back. Give him the dog. He had some puppies. He became famous because of that, blah, blah, blah. And there were some dogs. Some other guy called John from Pennsylvania, John Power something. Complete liar. Really, he's a really, really scummy people, man. The dogs. Yeah, so, okay, I'll talk to him a little bit. So all those guys, all those lowlifes, I don't deal with. And so I created all the semen and the opportunity for them to collect semen. So even the cold dog and all this stuff, all these dogs is not good. Absolutely not good. And so the importance of the frozen semen is who collect the semen and how good is the dog. I solo the semen of Macho Buck. You see, this got a message. I solo the semen of Macho Buck, all the semen of Little John, all the semen. And the reason why I sold this is because they're good dogs. And I don't like good dogs. I really don't like good dogs. I only like great dogs. Because good is the enemy of great. Jim Collins, from good to great. You have good dogs. You don't have great dogs because you settle for good ones. And so that is the point. So if you want to use frozen semen on this story here, you got to have the dog that's worth to be collected, that is a producer, and that comes from a family that's great. Everything around the dog is great. Like my favorite dog to to breed in the future is going to be also Mayday and Ronnie. They're going to be my favorite dogs for sure. Favorite. I mean, Weather too. It's going to be some of my favorite dogs to breed in the future. And I think Atos and many others are going to be my favorite. All dogs from Chico López is going to both be the best. So whenever you hear these guys with all their frenzy about frozen semen and stuff like that, I think you always got to get the information from the right guy. There's absolutely not a single man in the whole planet Earth that has been more successful than me using frozen semen. Not one. There are other secrets about frozen semen and why I make those ideas, and that'll be in my books. My book's going to have a lot of information about it and stuff like that. But I always told you, whenever you're going to get your information, get it from the right guy. I have frozen semen. I remember for one dog, there was one winner, and I found out he was a one-time quitter. I got rid of it. Some guy from, I think, California, Arizona, bred that dog. I think they call him Red. And I got rid of that quickly. I bought it at the same price. Actually took a loss. Somebody else wanted it. I told the guy, I said, listen, the reason I want to sell it, because he said, oh, but you was a good producer, right? I said, well, yeah, I guess you can call that a good producer. Mind that I saw the puppies of this dog, and I think the female was called Piranha. I can't remember the name. But it had a dog called Stolly. And I saw Stolly when he was still like 16 months. It was a solid dog, Stolly. And so we got rid of it. And we got rid of Little John. Not bad. They're good, but they're not great. Better than a black dog, for sure. Better than a black dog, for sure. Not great. So your mutt that you have, and you're thinking like, I want to preserve these. You are not great. Maybe you are good. If I don't know you, most likely you're not good. Just so you know. And your dog is not good. It's not worth freezing it. There's absolutely no dogs now in America that are worth freezing. Let me write this down, please. Write it down over there. 2021, Chico López said, there is no dogs in America or in Europe that are worth freezing today. There is none. There's no dogs that were collected in 2021 that are worth collecting. And the reason is because they don't have network. They don't have a network. They don't have a metrics. They got a pedigree. They might be tied on some crap, but they don't have that. And plus, you don't have the men to collect them. You don't have the Indian that actually did the studies. And as time goes by, the man that buy the semen of those mutts is going to have only mutts. So he's going to say, oh, this dog is made out of frozen semen. So what? Oh, they got a dog made out of frozen semen from from Rascal. Don't want it. You can keep it. Or they got one from Snooty, the quitter. Don't want it. You can keep it. Oh, but he produced good, man. Well, he produced good in some places, man. But he didn't produce as good as mine does, so I don't want him. Maybe it's good for you. They say that somebody else trash. It might be a treasure, and that applies directly to those guys. That any trash is a treasure for them. But then you compare that trash to high quality, and then you have a problem. Always compare to what? And I'm always going to give you the Chico 5-dog challenge. Anyone tells you lies about me and about this video and try to tell you BS, first of all, ask them, how many grand champions you make with frozen semen? Raise your hands. Do not open your mouth if you didn't produce it, if you're not giving me the name of that grand champion. Don't open it. They will not open it. Give me the name of 2 champions. They're going to stay quiet. But because they open their mouth not to give you the names, they are making excuses and they're lying. Then you tell them, I'm going to give you the challenge. It's called the Dogger Slayer, the low-life breeder slayer. 5 dogs from Chico Lopez, and you can look at the challenge. And if you give me 5 dogs of that equal value, all global, all best in show, throw some ram dogs in there, throw some dogs made out of frozen semen, and throw also related like daughter to mother and stuff like that. Do that. Do that. And if you do it on 5 dogs, 1 man, and that got to be the man talking about it. And if you do that, then I have another 5 I can give you. But I only give you 2 tips. One of them is going to be Sugar the Great, and the other one is going to be the Bagman. That is correct. So we can play this game till get to about 40 dogs, maybe more. There are levels on this. There are levels on this. It's not about this. So I have an advice for you. 2021, you're not a dogman. You're not going to become a dogman. The best you could be is become a doctor, an engineer, and a great dog owner. Become an entrepreneur. Become a great owner, a great dog fancier. Being on the internet, hating, and being like a little, talking and giving my opinion, my 2 cents, is going to be out of style. You know why? Because a lot of great people looking at these videos, and they're going to be a lot more than the little army of the swamp. They're going because it's drying. The swamp is drying. Going to become a pothole. There will always be some lowlifes doing something, but I'm educating and changing everything. I'm resetting everything to greatness. What happens is there's going to be a lot of great men. Some of them are going to put comments below and going to say, "Bravo, Chico, you're amazing, man. No one like you." And they're going to take that culture of minds. They're going to go to school because becoming a dogman is a lie. Those that were told they were feeding dogs for 30 to 40 years, 1 or 200 dogs, never made anybody a dogman. Or you were doing dogs, like fighting dogs, that didn't make you a dogman. And you're not heroes to nobody. Maybe to a bunch of hillbillies, maybe to a bunch of lowlifes in El Barrio, of lowlifes in the hood. Not a dogman, my friend, I promise you. I came here and I'm doing the right thing. The best dogs are going to the best people. So you're thinking about collecting the mud you have? Don't do it. It's worthless. Listen to me. There's no money on it. They're not going to be buying yours. You know why? I'm going to be selling semen to great people myself. You will have to compete with me, with the best. So there's no chance. God bless you. My name is Chico Lopez. And yes, I am just like that. That good. Test me. Check me. I am that good. All right? God bless you.